Dead Hellgast. Ooh, a trophy, thank you. That is the one thing that they did do well. They gave this game 50 trophies, which is nice because, you know, I trophy collect. Anybody trophy collects, but I got 9 platinums. And PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale is going to be the 10th. Bank on it. Kill this Hellgast. There we go. Get out of the way so I don't get killed by the pipe again. There's no multiplayer in this. But that's because you can download the Killzone 3 multiplayer separately. Or if you have the box set, you can just play the Killzone 3 multiplayer with all the new content. So there's no sense in having the multiplayer from this. And in fairness, I mean, there is multiplayer. You can play locally against bots or against a friend. So that's cool. They didn't totally, you know, leave you out to dry. But they didn't necessarily give you much to do in terms of multiplayer. Now, this is another issue I have. Secondary fire. As soon as you use it, it automatically starts to reload if there's another round of ammunition for it. It shouldn't do that. It should reload with the regular ammo. If you're going to reload your weapon, you should reload. You should have that option. Instead, the game leaves you out, hangs you out to dry. Fucking stupid. You don't have armor. I'm not the Master Chief. God damn it. A much better shooting game. You know, that being said, I mean, it is very unfair for me to even compare this to Halo, because this is not a technically proficient game at all. I mean, look at how this jet bike just flies around and just shoots randomly. Now, if you're going to put something there like that, give us some proper weapons to attack them with. Instead, what they do is the game will rather give you a ton of enemies that come flying out of nowhere from this fence over here. By the way, I love the smoke machine style entrance. Wow. Very fucking dramatic entrance there, guys. I mean, I was really scared. Scared for my life. Not as much as this guy who was aiming at a fucking dumpster. Or, you know, an empty tractor-trailer container. Whatever. Let me just go up the steps and shut up. Move, asshole. Get out of the way. And by the way, look at these stairs. Look at them. I mean, Jesus Christ. This game is just... It just never ends. This is an HD remake, apparently. I don't know. And here, look at this guy. Watch. Alright, I'm going to shoot this guy. He won't die. I'll go up. He complains. But, oh, how you doing, Templar? How are you? That's great. Yeah, look, we got enemies over here. We need you to help us. And let me switch to my rocket launcher. Switch over. Oh, look at that. The enemy just appears randomly. Thank you. And by the way, I dropped the rocket launcher which had no ammo in it. Yet, look, it's telling me what I like to pick it up. Why is it doing that? Is it... What the fuck? It has no ammo in it. Why would it... whatever. That's just wonderful programming right there. The only saving grace so far that I've gone through in most of this game is that weapon, the sniper rifle. But I'm going to switch back over to my main weapon. I like this gun. As you can see, there's Hellgast in the distance there. So I'm going to take out my sniper rifle. And boom. Right in there. I love this sniper rifle in this game. It's so cool. Yeah, it's got to cock the gun every single time, so you're getting fired on from a location you don't really know where it's coming from, and you're going to get nailed. Ugh. Don't forget the scope and the reload. The reloading is on my end, so I'm not going to complain about that. But if you're going to flip the scope, if the ammo's not in the gun, just reload it. Alright, there's 2 enemies here. Now watch this grenade. Could he have not thrown that better? The enemy doesn't even get hit. Fuck. There we go, that's 1 down. Let me get the other guy. Yeah, he's dead as shit. Oh, look at that. Boom. Boom. Nice. The sniper rifle is very good. Look at his leg. He's dancing and he's dead. Okay. You notice I'm constantly reloading because this weapon only can have about 6 shots per. Took 2 to kill him. So I want to constantly make sure that my sniper rifle is set. As you can see, the heads-up display, you got your ammo to the right, your secondary fire to the left, and next to the ammo count and secondary count, you got your grenade count. And as you see, I got 4. Getting shot by that bike, I can't take out. Let me charge up a grenade. Oh, wow, real wonderful. The grenade did hit them, but still. Who trained these guys how to fucking throw grenades? The Phillies infield coaching? I don't even know why I just did that. Let me go over here, kill somebody. Yeah, there you go. See, that's cool. You can use the secondary fire and you know, at the same time as your regular fire. So that's cool. Reload. Take this guy out. Move ammo around. Let's move around a little bit. Okay, cool. Mission objective added. Wait a minute. Objective added. Where the fuck am I getting shot from? Oh, here we go. Down. And down. It almost feels like you're using a mouse when you're aiming with this sniper rifle. It's actually pretty cool. I know I talk about it a lot. I'm talking about the guns more than talking about the goddamn gameplay. Yeah, don't go down there and, you know, recon the area. Ugh. Not them. Those are ISA, even though I like to shoot them. Using a sniper rifle for close quarter combat. Okay. You know what? Let me just go down and fucking do it. Oh, secondary missed. Nailed it that time, but he's not dead. His leg is wounded. Let me do this. That's perfect grenade throw. Boom. Oh, I'm sorry. Delayed boom. I'm fast, you know. Grenades. Why even bother? There's a tank, and I'm getting shot again. I don't know where. Ah, look at that, I'm dead. Or was I burned alive? Jesus Christ. Looks like I was burned.
Compromise this area. You're needed at headquarters. The only way to get there is through these shuttle repair bays.
See how I just said all that? It's like it was eating something while I said it. But let me show you a quick backdrop of the environment. Then I'll close out this review. That's a quick tour of the whole area. And that's about it. I mean, you know, yeah, I want to quit. Of course I do. Why am I playing this anymore? You know another thing that should be pointed out there? Why is it that when a mission objective was added, a checkpoint wasn't created? You know? If you're going to do one, you should do both. That gives the gamer at least a goddamn chance. I mean, what? Can the game not do two things at the same time? Fuck. Anyway, in closing, you know, as much as I love the Killzone franchise, I really, really like the Killzone franchise, it's unfortunate that this game did not age very well at all, nor as I was expecting it to, because it was a buggy game the first time around. However, Killzone was a good game for the PlayStation 2. You got to put into account the technical limitations of the console, the superiority of the Xbox console. Xbox Live was coming. In fact, Xbox Live was around, but Halo 2 just put it in the stratosphere. There were so many great games on the Xbox and the Xbox Live system that, you know, it's unfortunate that, you know, PlayStation 2, although ahead of its time when it originally came out, within a couple of years it was just shown just how technically inefficient it was when more competition came out, including the Nintendo GameCube. Even though that had no online functionality or multiplayer at all, it still had a tremendous showing in the first-person shooter department with like Metroid Prime, for example. So Killzone had a great presentation to it. The cutscenes are great, and the voiceover work is done well. You get a sense of overall backdrop of war, and we're in trouble, and so forth. It's just the voice chat functionality online. I remember there was a lot of issues with it. It was one of those games where I believe you had to hold the button down to speak, or it was proximity chat, or both of which blow completely, because if it's going to be an open channel, it should be an open channel. But I can understand why developers don't want that, because they don't want a mass consortium of conversations going at the same time. Whatever. But at the end of the day, for great voice acting, in-game, the voices just sound like dog shit. There's no reason that the Hellgas soldiers should be sounding like they're talking on the radios from the first Die Hard movie. Yet, you can clearly hear what John McClane and Hans Gruber are saying to one another. This game just did not age well at all. I say that a lot, and I really mean it. But when it first came out on the PlayStation 2, you put that into account. You said, you know what, this game, I gotta say, it's a good game, but I can tell they want to do a whole bunch more with it, but the technical limitations at the time really prevented that from happening. So in closing, I'm just going to say that Killzone HD should not have even have had the HD lettering in it, because it is not high definition at all. It looks better, but I was playing it on both component and HDMI, and it looked better in component, and that's not saying much. So in closing, it's an unfortunate distinction to even have those letters in there. You know, to buy the box set, if you're new to the series, if you really want it, just buy it in stores, because at the end of the day, you're not going to play Killzone HD very much after you fire it up. So the second and the third game are tremendous classics. They're very good games. They're very good technically proficient shooters with addictive online multiplayer and just a phenomenal overall blockbuster movie feel to them. You feel like you can relate to those characters as they progress through. You meet the same characters from the first game, like Templar and Rico. They show up in the later games. You're introduced to Sevchenko and also the hierarchy of the ISA and the hierarchy of the Helghast. So the later games are very good, and if you really want to get a good backstory, you should play Killzone Liberation on the PSP. You could probably get all 3 games used online or at a local video game store relatively cheap, and probably a lot less than you would pay for the $40, that's right, $40 retail tag that goes with the Killzone Trilogy Collection. So I'm not recommending you buy Killzone HD, the digital version. I mean, and I'm kind of on the mend when it comes to recommending the box set. I mean, should you buy it? I mean, that's up to you. Do you want to spend that $40? That's on you. But me personally, I own both. I own all of them, I should say, not just both, but I own all the games. I wouldn't buy it, even with the included multiplayer map packs, even though I bought those too. But another thing that should be pointed out is Killzone HD doesn't even have a fucking PlayStation Plus discount. So you're paying $15 for a game that is in no way, shape, or form a straight remake of the original PlayStation Classic. Now, the Ratchet & Clank collection, they weren't remakes, but when you play them, the visual quality and the audio quality are second to none. They look like PlayStation 3 games. So if they can do that with Ratchet & Clank, they should have done it with Killzone. And they told us remastered controls for the PlayStation 3, which is complete BS. The controls didn't change. You rely on quick time events. This game just doesn't have anything going for it. They should have remade it. If it was a complete remake and it was called Killzone HD and I played it and you watched it with me, it would be a brand new experience. It would be a brand new game. However, it fails dramatically. It just fails. And it's an unfortunate thing because Killzone should have been given a proper remake. Killzone HD for the PS3, available on the PlayStation Network as well as in-store, retail for $14.99 for the PlayStation Network standalone of Killzone HD, and $39.99 for the trilogy box set, which includes Killzones 2 and 3, as well as the HD remake of Killzone from the PS2, as well as all the multiplayer content for Killzone 2 and 3. I can't recommend it. Just avoid it. Like I said, buy the second and third game. The later story for the next set of games is going to be based off of those 2 games anyway. Buy those used or digitally. You can even buy the multiplayer for Killzone 3 off the PlayStation Store. So why bother? I mean, those games are great. Buy them. The second and third game are phenomenal. So go ahead and buy those. Killzone HD is not recommended. I'm giving this a 2.5 out of 5. I feel that I got to give it some, nod. I mean, it's nice to play in a game that, I really don't know why. I don't want to give it a 0 because it's not bad, but I don't want to give it a 3 because it's good. I'm going to give it a 2.5 because they're at least trying to pay homage to the first game of the franchise, and they're really trying to show the fans the backstory and all for a game that wasn't received very well because, the console across the street had a much better game, and rightfully so. Killzone does have a weak game in its franchise as to where Halo doesn't, so I got to give the nod to Halo, but Killzone has a very good cinematic appeal, the franchise as a whole. But Halo 4 has just shown me that they're going to take Halo to the next level. So Killzone HD is unrecommended in all accounts. 2.5 out of 5 based off of, it does look sort of better, and they're giving the fans they're paying respect to the fans by giving them something to have. So that's pretty much all I'm going to say about that. Killzone HD for the PS3, 2.5 out of 5. Don't bother. I don't know why I did anyway.